Time for time travel.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode, a Halloween episode of the No Time for Time Travel podcast. We're recording Monday, right before Halloween. My name is Tony, and joining me all the way from across the street, a few streets from me, is Quoc.
Hello.
Hi. So today will be just a quick episode. Just do a Halloween theme. Actually, David J. Tate from Super Best Friend Video Game Sleepover was talking about like, hey, what spooky games are you guys playing this year? So that's one thing we'll try to answer. And then the other thing is that our main topic will probably just be like, what's it called? Like Halloween game ideas, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Something like
Yeah.
what kind of games that we would imagine we would play, like Halloween games, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. But first, how you been doing?
Not bad, I guess. I've just been reading lots and lots of manga and comics, that sort of thing. I'm trying to think what else.
Oh,
Aside from-
speaking of manga, do you know
Yeah.
Saint Seiya?
Yeah, I
So
know
I was.
of it,
Oh, okay.
but
So I was on Netflix just browsing the other day,
mhm.
and there was a movie called Knights of the Zodiac, and it stars the guy who plays Zoro in the One Piece live action. And I read up about it. Apparently, Knights of the Zodiac, it was released a couple months ago in May or something, and it's basically Saint Seiya but live action.
Oh,
Yeah, did not expect that.
Is like the Knights of the Zodiac an adaptation or something?
Yeah, it's a live action adaptation of Saint Seiya.
Oh,
So I was like, what? When did this happen? I did not hear about this. So I guess it just got put on Netflix, and then now is one of the top movies people are watching, even though it's like terribly reviewed.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard like recently there's been like so many anime adaptation that's in the works, like with Naruto and other stuff as well.
Yeah. Or Avatar, which is not an anime, it's American, but it's still
Yeah,
live
I guess
action.
they're trying to make a different one. Hopefully that's better. I guess.
Yeah, so far I saw some screenshots of it, and I think it looks fine. It looks much better than the M. Night Shyamalan one.
But I mean, screenshot doesn't mean anything though.
Yeah, I know. But at least they got the look right, So at least they're Asian. So you got that going for it.
Man, but I don't know. I feel like it's just because they're trying to ride that hype of like the One Piece stuff, and they're just like, oh, One Piece did one thing, or they did a decent adaptation. Maybe there's hope, but then I don't know, man. Adaptations are always a questionable thing.
I mean, they started the Avatar stuff before One Piece was released, so it was still like,
That's true.
But I think what they're writing on right now is the actors from One Piece, because this Saint Seiya movie stars the guy that played Zoro, and it's like it just got put on Netflix, even though the movie is like older. So
Oh,
yeah, so I think that's what they're trying to do right now. Is like, oh, you guys like this guy from One Piece? Well, watch this other movie. It's bad, but we won't tell you that.
we'll let you figure it out by yourself.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, what else have you been doing?
I'm trying to think. Nothing much really. I don't think I've been doing much at all this month aside from just catching up on stories and whatnot. What about you, man? What have you been doing?
I mean, being a parent, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you have time for now to be doing other stuff? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I even stopped playing Mortal Kombat 1, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, I don't even have much time for video games right now. And it's been just work, a lot of work. Actually, you know what? I spend most of my time, aside from, just parenting stuff, but like doing things around the house, unpacking my stuff I haven't unpacked, organizing stuff, putting up Halloween decorations. Yeah, just I was repainting part of the garage. I did a whole floor mat in the garage because I didn't want to. It costs like $2,000 to get someone to epoxy the ground in the garage. So
Mhm.
I spent like $400 buying floor mats, the garage floor mats, and cutting it and just laying it out on the garage. So it looks better. It looks better than cement. Yeah, just a lot of that kind of stuff. Just like when you own a house, you're never gonna stop working on it. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna run out of things, but at the same time, like it's not anytime soon. So I'm always gonna have something to do. So
It's like a third kid that you constantly pay for every month.
yes, yeah, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
like a business that makes money. It's just people say that when you pay rent for a house, sorry, rent
Mhm.
for like an apartment,
Mhm.
the rent is the maximum that you would pay. But when you pay mortgage for a house, that is the minimum you would pay. Because then you got all
Oh.
the other stuff. So
Oh.
yeah. So rent. I mean, of course, if you're paying mortgage, you're paying into equity, so it's better. But at the same time, that's when you budget, you have to know that that's the minimum that you're going to be paying per month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, adulting, man, adulting. Just too much stuff. I don't know. At least I'm not as stressed. It's stress, but it's not the same as before. It's like controllable stress where if I don't complete it, it's not the end of the world. I can do it another day,
Mhm.
But yeah, that's been my life.
Are you thinking of going back to school again? I know you said you're not, but you said that before.
You know what's funny? Yesterday when I was driving, I was listening to our podcast, and I was just browsing through old episodes, and the one that popped up was episode 170. And on that episode was when we just had our first kid, like my wife and I.
Mhm.
And then I was telling you on that podcast, it's like, oh yeah, I was like, I finally finished school for my postmaster certificate right before the baby, thank goodness. And then I was saying like, yeah, now that we have a baby, man, I was thinking of doing an MBA, but no, I don't think I'll ever do that. And that was in episode 170. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and I currently have an MBA that I graduated from a few months ago. So I was like, oh man, and I graduated that one right before the second kid came. So, and I also told you around the second kid that no more school forever for me.
Yeah. You also, yeah. That's why I don't believe you. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like what you hope to not do, but you end up doing.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, funny enough, it's like it's not a bad thing. It's not like drugs or anything like that, where it's like, oh, I can't, I'm not gonna do drugs or be an alcoholic anymore. And you do it, but it's more like, well, I'm not gonna get my master's degree, but you end up getting it anyways.
Yeah, but I
And
mean, like, I already have one type of degree for each level, right? Like, I have my
I
my
know.
doctorate and the master's and the bachelor. So, I mean, what else can I do? Like,
I feel like at this point, you know how like for like your signature, your was it your acronyms and stuff are always
mhm.
getting longer. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like you're just trying to get like additional letters to form a word. So it's like, oh, I'm missing a vowel. Maybe I should get whatever an E degree is.
Or
Maybe
I'll
let's start
just
with
get
E.
all the letters in such a way that I'll have one letter of every letter in the alphabet.
Yeah,
So,
like the literal term of buying a vowel.
yeah. Uh, yeah, no, it's actually getting really tough to maintain a lot of those letters, so I can't get any more because you have to maintain so many like hours per year for like continuing education, and yeah, it's just too much money. So
Yeah, I saw your title before, like you took all like those classes too. I was like, oh, it's already really long.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
like a sentence long. I'm like, oh well.
yeah. I think it's like 5 or 6 times my actual name right now.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, but it's okay. I'll get new letters to signify I'm a dad.
You make the
Yeah, I
dad
think.
jokes by a letter, just to make the dad jokes.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and then I was mentioning to you about Mortal Kombat, right?
Yes, yeah.
Um, this kind of goes into the next question about what Halloween games we're playing or spooky games
Hmm.
we're playing. I stopped playing Mortal Kombat 1, but that would be the closest to a spooky game because Mortal Kombat 1 had DLC content, and I really, really hate this. And everyone hates this. I don't think there's anybody out there that is enjoying this DLC. In your move list for Mortal Kombat 1, you can equip fatalities now. So
Oh,
that you can kind of see where this is going. So there is currently a DLC fatality for Halloween season. That's the Halloween fatality, and it costs $10. Like what the hell? So yeah, I kind of stopped playing Mortal Kombat 1 because I didn't have time, but at the same time, I also don't really want to jump back in because
Mhm.
of this crap that they're doing right now. So
Yeah.
it's a fatality, dude. Like it's a 5 second fatality thing. That's a generic Halloween themed fatality, and it's $10.
Wait, it's only one specific
It's
one?
one fatality. That's it. And it's only
Oh.
seasonal. Like you can only get it during Halloween season.
I was thinking like, oh, okay, so if like one for each character, so it'll be different each one, but it's just one generic one that's
No, it's one fatality you can equip to any character you want. So it works on any character, but it's the same fatality.
oh, that's kind of stupid.
And also, the fatality isn't that great. So I watched a video. They did a clever way of how to they made it so that it could be applied to anyone.
Mm.
So the character just takes a jack-o'-lantern and smashes it over the head of the other person, and then maggots come out and eat them. And then they kick the jack-o'-lantern in front of a generic like Halloween house door,
Mm.
and it's like ding dong trick or treat. That's it. That's the whole fatality.
Oh,
So yeah, it's so like why, man? This whole new Mortal Kombat 1 game, even though it's fun, I just don't understand all the microtransactions that are happening. Like it is insane.
I feel like that's modern gaming.
Well, modern gaming, there are microtransactions, like no doubt, for sure. But I think like to a certain extent, like it's still fair, right? To a certain extent, like let's say, hold on, let's see, let me just write this down here. Okay. To a certain extent, like when you buy skins, let's say it's $10, but they give you like no, sorry, usually skins are $5. They give you like 10 different premium skins, right? So the cost is kind of okay, but when you get like one fatality for $10, that's just totally milking it because fatalities were never a DLC before.
Yeah, they're definitely milking it for sure.
Like it's the same thing as like you think about Street Fighter, right? Oh, let's pay $10 so I can get a super Hadouken to equip to Ken or something, right?
Yeah, yeah. Make the fireball red now.
Yeah, yeah. At some point there is like some line that is crossed. Like and I know it's weird to say now because at some point that line is going to move because originally a long time ago people did complain to why we have to pay for skins.
Hmm.
Um So I don't know. I don't know if this is just like another step forward of like nickel and dime. It is almost like it's a freemium game, but you paid for the base game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I never understood the idea of freemium because it's yeah. You pay for the base game, just give me the game.
Yeah, yeah. This is a freemium model without free. Like
Yeah,
it's weird. It's like they're trying to
yeah,
like nickel and dime the most that they could. I swear, this is like Warner Brother Games doing this, not NetherRealm, but it's still annoying. The publisher, I doubt that the developer wanted to do this.
yeah. Man, it sounds really annoying.
Yeah, or like the day one DLC, which I'm still bothered about, but whatever. It's the characters. You get like 5 DLC characters when you buy the DLC pack, the combat pack, but then it's like they're released over time. Like
Mm,
it's a planned release over time, like throughout the whole year, 5 characters,
mm,
and it's like you pay for it on day one, and it's stupid, but I know why they did it. In business, there's this whole thing about like money now is better than money later, the time value of money.
mm,
So by them being able to get money up front and dripping the content later, they have more money in the beginning to invest into more things later.
mm.
So I can see why they did that from a business standpoint. But then again, now it's like, okay, this is just a business.
Yeah,
So
yeah. A lot of the AAA stuff are pretty much just business. That's why it's kind of annoying.
yeah, but yeah, that
So
was that was my long answer to what spooky game we're playing. My spooky game is the microtransactions of Mortal Kombat. That's spooky.
it affects your wallet.
Yes, yes. Like my wallet's empty. That's so scary.
This is adult fear right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um,
Are you
yeah, I
playing
guess.
anything like spooky or something like that?
Uh, I wouldn't say recently, but the previous one that I was playing was called Dredge. It's a fishing. game, a horror fishing, Eldritch horror fishing game. So essentially, you're a sailor, and you take your ship out, you fish, that sort of thing, and you bring it back to the town, sell it, you buy and you upgrade, get better gear, better upgrading your ships, that sort of thing, going further out and then exploring. But then the difference to it, the twist on it is that it's Eldritch horror, so there's a story hidden behind the town that you're currently on, and there's like at certain stuff, there's a certain time of the day or something, or certain areas, you would get fishes or like sea creatures that are more deformed. So kind of if you think about like the Simpsons, like the three-eyed fish sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so you get sometimes you would fish that out of the ocean, and you could bring back and sell it for a higher price. But then there's like a story that kind of that kind of just like add into it. That adds more. I guess it adds a little bit more narrative to it as to why you're doing that. And then if you fish at night, it's a bit more dangerous because some of those creatures and there's certain things that are what's the word I'm looking for? You know how like the idea of when you do things at night, like or to see things at night, they're not what they seem sometimes. Kind of like if you see like the whole generic thing of like a shadow looking like some sort of monster, but then it's actually just like the shadow of tree branches and leaves, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
So essentially, it has like the idea of playing with the player's sanity. So if like let's say you try to be out all day, all night fishing, and you don't sleep in the town, you're more likely to be delirious, and then you're more like it affects like some of the things you see at night, that sort of thing. So it makes it it really adds to the mood of being creepy in a sense or scary. But yeah, aside from that, it's a very chill game of fishing in the ocean sea and it's selling in the thing, and just it has its moment of making it more thrilling.
It's funny because when you first said that game and you said it's fishing, I was like, wait, we're talking about spooky games. So
yeah.
And then when you said fishing, I'm like, how can it? Do you get food poisoning? Is that why it's scary?
Too real.
Yeah. So yeah, adult horrors, right? So yeah. Oh no, I think you told me about this game before. I remember looking at it. It had like sea creatures, like Cthulhu type stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very much in that realm. So it adds like extra attention to it at certain times. It feels kind of cool. Like in terms of like mood setting wise, it's really cool. Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Cool. Anything else, or is that it?
I guess I'll just plug in a little bit as well.
Yes.
Also, since since we're talking about Halloween or like scary, spooky themed game, the Foglands is coming out on Halloween as well on the PSVR 2 currently, but it will release on Steam and the Quest later on as well.
Yeah. So I was rewatching the trailer for the game, and it's like the voice acting is so cool. Like I really enjoyed the voice actor for that main like stranger guy. Is his name Stranger? I forgot.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the more I look at that character, the more like fun it is. I don't know how to describe it. The main character guy, the kind of like the mascot of the game.
The stranger guy, the guy.
Yeah. Like there's something about his face that reminds me of like, I don't know, like Ren and Stimpy, but in like a dark gothic way.
Okay, I know what you mean.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like, was it the Cowardly Dog cartoon?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah. So, but in 3D.
Yeah.
So, Taking a little break here to talk to you guys about Zencastr. And on this podcast, we use Zencastr to record our podcast. What I love about Zencastr is it's a local recording that gets uploaded to the cloud so that each person recording gets their own high quality recording. So by the end of it, I get individual recordings from each person so that I can edit it together pretty easily. You basically go onto Zencastr, create a room, and then everyone joins, and then recording starts and ends just as simple as that. It's also an all-in-one solution, so you can actually host and publish your podcast straight from Zencastr. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code NOTIME4TIME-TRAVEL, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience as I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. All right, let's move on to our main topic, which is Halloween or spooky game ideas, I guess. Halloween game ideas? I don't know. I think we might have done something like this before, maybe with like Christmas or something like that.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe even Halloween, I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really give much thought to this yet, so...
Well, I mean, we'll just make it on the fly. It's fine.
Okay, all right.
All right. So I guess like if it's Halloween, I'm imagining like trick or treating, like a simulator maybe, or did you think what kind of genre would you think would be that you would like to play, Tony? Is it like a fighting game? Sort of style? You fight other kids game. for trick or for like the treats sort of thing, or beat them up.
I mean, you can do a simulator and add fighting game elements in there.
Yeah.
I mean, just immediately brainstorming, I would think like an open world type of game in which part of it is the trick or treating simulation, but it's not realistic. It's like realistic to a certain point, but there's fantasy elements, right?
Okay.
And then like there can be battles, I guess, and then when you go into battle, you're actually in a fighting game mode.
Okay. Yeah. I'm thinking like when you say like open world, I automatically think of like survivor/crafting games. So so you're like maybe you're like a kid or some sort of adult or something, and then collecting candies or like you're trying to hide from whatever is I don't know, like the boogeyman or whatever scary thing, right? You're in like this world of filled with I don't know, like the scary people. And then you're just finding your stuff, like, and maybe candy's the thing that's keeping them away.
Yeah, and then maybe like Halloween night, right? You have to discern between who's in a costume versus who's actually the demon.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
And maybe like your costume is to blend in as well. See, that's a way for you to like. It's like a stealth game at this point, right? Where you just so you can fight them. Except like you could dress up. I mean, you could dress up as a box.
Oh yeah.
Or you dress up as a ghost with like a blanket over your head, whichever is suit you fancy, I guess. And then maybe like the stuff that you find you used to craft. That's like your armor set.
Yeah. We do some RPG elements. How would they gain experience for leveling up?
I don't know. Is it collecting candy, or is that or like defeating enemies?
I don't know about collecting candy because you'd be leveling to diabetes, you know. So.
I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, or maybe it's just the number of maybe what's the thing in Dungeons and Dragons? Your ability to talk to people. What is it?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Yeah. So the more houses you trick or treat, the more your persuasion increases.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like you become more charismatic and you become like you be more proficient at it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about like stealth skills. Maybe the more costumes you can create. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm just thinking like how we were talking about like the costume could be just whatever, right? Like it could be like you could dress up as a mailbox or something like that to just like hide momentarily or something like that.
Yeah, and then maybe other attributes would be the speed in which you change your costume.
Oh yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and I guess I don't know how you would increase your speed though.
I don't know. I guess like the more you do it, I guess like you can always go like being an open world, you could be a little bit more open with it, so the player can choose the route they want to play. Like if they want to be more proficient in camouflaging and dressing up and hiding, that sort of thing, or if they just want to just go in fighting. They could certain proficiency of like fighting will level up. Just like if you stealth and change your costume, or the speed of which you change your costume would speed up or would level up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then how would multiplayer work? Would everyone just be in the same open world?
I think so. Yeah, maybe. I think it could be interesting. So you can either, if you're making like a online multiplayer, right? Then you don't know who's a, and you mentioned like who you don't know who's a player and who's a actual monster. So
Oh,
so it's like,
yeah.
so you have people like from different starting at different points where they just where they come together, but they don't know if that's like a person or if it's a monster itself.
Yeah. You know, you could add the element of like that game Dying Light or Dead to the was it Daylight? No. What is it?
I think it's
Dead by
Dynamite.
Daylight?
Oh, Dead by
D-
Daylight. Okay.
yeah, Dying Light's another game. But like maybe that element of like you can choose to be a killer versus just a regular civilian like
Mm.
going through and then like or maybe just have it rotate like seasonally like someone just randomly has the option to be a killer. So then there's that other additional level of like trying to figure out who is the killer, but it's also a real person playing that killer.
Yeah.
And then like in that game Dead by Daylight, or there's another game Friday the 13th where the killer has special abilities where they can spawn in areas randomly where the player is like not looking at, like actually looking at, they can just
Mm-hmm.
randomly spawn there, you
Oh,
know.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. This is getting to be a very robust game.
Yeah. So whoever's inspired by it, feel free to just make it then.
Yeah. What title would you give it?
Let's see. I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. So it has. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
that the question is, what what's the main theme of, or what's the goal of the game? Is it to exit a certain way or something?
Yeah, this is this type of game you wouldn't really have like a level progression, right? Because it's like an open world online, like almost an MMO.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be tough.
Let me see. Hide and seek, or man, when I said hide and seek, I'm just automatically thinking of Squid Games.
Oh,
But
I don't
let's
know.
see.
But if you say hide and seek, that's only one side. What about the killer? So how about?
Yeah, that's a seek.
Oh, I guess hide and creep. I don't know.
Let's see. Can we do something with like trick or treat? Oh
Hmm.
no. Hmm.
Man, titles are hard.
Yeah, that's why people come with it last, and they just have
Yeah.
code names until like throughout the whole project.
Yeah, that's funny. I did a trivia episode on code names recently. There's so many code names. Did you know the Sega Saturn's code name in development was Jupiter? I was like, okay, so when you guys released it, it's like some reason you didn't choose Jupiter. You're just like, oh, let's choose the next planet, Sega Saturn. Yeah,
No one would ever know.
yeah. Or like, or they had dumb code names. Like, was it the color? Was it Game Boy Color? The code name was Color Game Boy. Like what? Yeah. How about Trick or Treat Nightmares Unleashed? It
Oh, that's
rhymes.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's a ring to it.
Yeah.
What
It's
would the
like,
code name be?
oh gosh.
I would imagine like trick or like the names that we made up are more the code names and the
Yeah,
actual
probably.
name.
Yeah, because the final name would not be so generic. It would have to be like enough to brand off of, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, the
Cardboard
Fogsland
box.
Foglands is just called Foglands.
So yeah. I'm just imagining now like the code name for this just be like cardboard box.
Cardboard box, oh gosh. Let's see. I don't know, man. What would be like a I mean, you can just give it a really random name, like based off like I of course I'm just thinking medications right now. Morphine. Morphine could be the code name.
Yeah, it's addicting and can make you feel good. I don't know.
Yeah.
And numbing.
Yeah. And you know, killers get high off of it too. I don't know.
But next question is, what do you imagine? What platform would you imagine this to be on? Is it more like VR sort of thing, or is it more like the normal PC console sort of thing?
Oh man, I think if VR would be amazing, but to reach more people, it wouldn't. It can't be exclusively VR.
Yeah.
Probably like it'll probably be. And I also imagine the graphics to be a little bit more like art style of cartoony
Mm.
than like real.
Yeah.
Which I mean, kind of defeats the purpose of like horror. But
It could still work though. It could still
yeah, it
feel
could.
the element, the spooky element.
Yeah, like jump scares, all that stuff. Yeah. So I mean, to reach more people, it'll probably have to be optimized for Switch, but then still
Oh,
be multi-platform.
yeah.
Like when I was thinking of the graphics, I was thinking more like a little bit more like Disney Infinity.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I see. I can see what you mean.
Yeah. So like a Disney Infinity. So it's basically just take the Nightmare Before Christmas style of Disney Infinity and then put this game in it.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. So it's just gonna be Nightmare Before Christmas. The game.
I guess.
Well, I don't want to say that because Disney might have rights to it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and then here's the fun part that we can begrudgingly, talk about is whether the publisher requires us to have DLC.
I mean, you get different costumes, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, costumes,
power ups through candy, that sort of thing. Unlocking more.
maps.
That's true. Maps could be cool. Expanding the whole the neighborhood homes sort of thing. Playing in
Yeah,
different neighborhoods.
yeah, like I don't know, like here's the uh, rich people neighborhood
Yeah,
or something.
I was thinking the same thing. Here's like the rich area.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to find a name for it. I'm like, what is that? What can I call it? It's like okay, whatever. Rich people, rich people.
Yeah, yeah, the luxurious.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I
yeah,
was thinking, like, I don't like the in terms of social status, the higher end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
luxury
yeah,
DLC.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah,
But
or like
you can also do it in terms of like era, as in like different centuries of time,
oh my gosh,
or
this is becoming like Age of Empires.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like, oh well, what if how would Halloween be like in like
Ancient Rome.
ancient Rome? Yeah.
It's like
Oh,
trick or treat. Who are you supposed to be? I'm Julius Caesar. No, I'm Julius Caesar. Oh
yeah,
man.
that's a yeah, and then like the Black Plague is actually the whole thing that's killing everybody.
Oh my
Later on.
gosh.
It's just
Or
kind of really bad.
yeah. Or
This
or
is horror.
do do the Halloween like play the Halloween game during the Salem witch trials.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Oh my gosh. You go around dress up as a witch. It's extra hard difficulty if you use the witch costume during the Salem witch trials. Oh.
You had to call people out. I mean, right now we're just creating a whole bunch of like mini games for that one game already, where it's just like
Yeah.
okay, where you call out people as like witch, that sort of thing, and then
Oh,
like
so then it would be a witch hunt then.
yeah, exactly, and then like the whole Julius Caesar, we like stab people in the back, you find Julius Caesar and stab him
Oh my
in
gosh.
the
So yeah, that'd be funny. I mean, it's like
back.
I mean, this is open to a lot of possibilities. You can actually do a lot of things with it if you have the base.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. But I'm just thinking too, Julius Caesar being stabbed in the back in graphics that look like Disney Infinity. That's a little jarring. It's like you just made it look Disneyfied.
Yeah,
I mean, Disney does Disneyfy a lot of like old stories into Disney, so not too far from the truth.
that's very true. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. What else? What else would there be?
I mean, speaking of like the Black Plague, that could be like a game of tag.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's like Patient Zero. Like instead of like being like, Jason from Friday the 13th, you're just like Patient Zero, the Black Plague.
Yeah, yeah. And your job is to hide your mark or something.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
what's that game called the virus infection game? You know what I'm talking about?
Pandemic?
Pandemic. Yeah, it's like the pandemic, but then in like open world fashion with
Yeah.
costume and everything.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it hidden, no coughing.
Oh man, that is honestly that sounds fun to play. Like a game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if the subject matter weren't so touchy.
I
'Cause,
mean, it's
pandemic.
horror themed. Oh yeah, I know. We won't call it pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay, cool. Well, I guess that's the game that we came up with randomly on this episode for Halloween game ideas. All right. Well, let's move on. Let's do a quick game. I have a few horror games that I will give you like a description of, and then you try to tell me what it is.
okay,
I don't know if you'll know these games though, but let's
I
see.
probably won't. Go ahead.
Okay. First game. It's a group of friends returns to a remote mountain lodge, but their gathering quickly turns into a fight for survival as they face supernatural forces and they have to survive the night. What game is this?
Sound like so many games. Okay.
Here's a hint. The name of the game is kind of a synonym to surviving the night.
Okay. Live till daylight.
Okay.
Staying alive. Daylight
No.
saving.
When you said living till daylight, is very close.
Daylight.
Like no, it's still synonyms of those words.
Oh. Okay.
And if you don't know, you can give up. That's all. That's fine.
Live.
I guess live is not in there, not in the title.
Okay.
What did you say earlier though? I forgot. What was the phrase that you said?
Living till daylight or something like that.
Okay. So if you get rid of living, right? What do you have left?
Daylight saving.
No. You still had another word.
Till dawn.
Very close. It is until dawn.
Until dawn.
Yes. Okay. All right. Here's another game. You play as a journalist investigating a psych hospital overrun by deranged inmates, and you're uncovering disturbing secrets along the way. And you have to survive. This is so generic. You have to. Here's the thing. You have to survive longer than other people around you. That's a clue to the name of it.
Saw.
No, it's a clue to the actual name. So. What's the opposite of in?
Out.
And what does it mean when you survive longer than people around you?
Outlast?
Yes, outlast.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Here's another. You wake up in the dark, abandoned castle, and you have to explore eerie surroundings while avoiding terrifying creatures. And you also have no memory. What game is this?
Amnesia?
Yes.
Oh.
Amnesia, The Dark Descent. I'm trying to make it easy.
Yes, thank God.
Let me see. You explore a city of Yarnam and plagued with a mysterious illness that spread throughout people's blood, and you face different beast and eldritch horrors. What game is this? The hint is the disease is spread through people's blood.
Yeah, pandemic, black plague, something transfusion, blood transfusion.
You're close. You're close. I could just tell you. Blood transfusion is the closest you'll get. It's Bloodborne.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah. This game is about a person that talks to the dead, and she explores the world of the dead and real world to try to find a mystery of her own past. The game is basically the name of her job.
Oh.
What is a person that speaks to the dead called?
I'm trying to remember what the name is. It's not an exorcist, is it? It's something else.
No. It's also a level of difficulty in the game. Like a... difficulty levels. Think of difficulty levels. What are they usually in the game?
Nightmare, hell.
Think of easy. Just like easy. And what's next after easy?
Normal.
It's not normal.
What? Oh.
I mean, it could be normal, but another word for normal.
Average. Medium.
Yes, medium.
Oh.
The game is called The Medium.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, going back to like the topic, but we were coming up with like
names.
The names. It's like, man, these aren't that much better.
Yeah, I know, right?
I feel like we were doing a pretty good job coming up with better.
Yeah, like here's another one I wrote. So also, full disclosure, all of these things I use in my trivia podcast. So like here's this other description. I'm just gonna tell you like how bad the name is. But the game is you follow a journey of siblings Amicia and Hugo as they navigate like a plague infested Inquisition ravaged France in search of safety. So the game is a plague tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
That's
so simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So yeah. I'm trying to see if there's any. I'm trying to find one more I can ask you. Oh, you know this one. You play a courier in a divided society in a post-apocalyptic world.
Oh my god, I know it. But why is the name not coming to my head? Oh my god. Wait, hold on. God, I know exactly what it is. It's the stupid walking simulator game.
Yeah.
Oh, why can't I remember the name?
This is probably one of the better named games out there because the name isn't like related to really like what you're playing.
I don't know. Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding.
Okay.
Yeah, same guy also made another game that's a Silent Hills like playable trailer on the PlayStation. I don't know if you remember it. Where you go in a house and it loops over and over, but then like different scary things happen.
Oh,
You
never
remember
heard that one.
Yeah, it was a playable trailer pretty much for like a new Silent Hills game, but then it got canceled, and then he went to do Death Stranding. But what's it called? It's a playable trailer. The game was called PT, as in playable trailer. So yeah, but yeah, that's all the games I have. Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else?
Don't think so.
Okay, cool. Well, happy Halloween, everybody. Stay safe. Eat a lot of candy, but if you have diabetes, don't eat a lot of candy. So
Don't eat a lot of candies regardless. You get diabetes. If you don't have it, you will.
yeah, or find like healthier alternatives. So, yeah. All right. Well, no time for time travel. Hurdy and warp speed, and happy Halloween. See ya.
Bye.
No time for